Okay, so today I wanted to go over my recent run against Risen Shagaru. I'm not a speedrunner, just want to put that out there now. But I've simply been learning the fight, and I've kind of realized that this is pretty tough, and I'm sure there's some people out there who are kind of stumped and maybe want some tips or maybe any sort of guide at all to kind of get them on the right track, right? Because there are speed runs, right? But it can be kind of hard to pick up on what's going on or, what the real thought process is because, there's no real explanation, right? And I don't often see videos like this on YouTube in regards to Monster Hunter at all. So I figured, I'll just give it a shot myself. I play the game, a lot more than most people do. Like I said, I'm not a speed runner. I'm not trying to go for particularly low times. This is a freestyle run. I have both my buddies. I'm running quality of life skills to, kind of help me not die as often, right? So let's just go right into it. And yeah, I apologize for the shoddy quality. I pulled this directly from a Twitch VOD, so it's gonna look bad. So bear with me, please. All right. So at the start of this fight, you can get a couple different spawns, right? So here I got a not so reasonable spawn, unfortunately, and I did have to just kind of just run up to him, right? And of course he noticed me and then immediately roars, right? Whereas usually, if he has his back to me, I can kind of close the distance, get off my drawn double slash, go into special sheath. I can counter the roar and immediately level up off of that. But since I can't do that, instead we just opt to just double slash and use those armor frames at the very beginning and just tank the roar and just special sheath anyways. So no harm, no foul. So that move with the explosive comes out of his mouth and then goes to the sides. That's a free opportunity to maybe heal, pop a max potion or something, or use Harvest Moon, right? Because I'm using longsword here and I'm using special sheath. So my game plan ideally is to have Harvest Moon up for as much as possible for as long as possible. And with Risen Shagaru, he's very quick. It's hard to really find those opportunities to really get it started. And so here, it's a free opportunity. Like I said, just get it set up ready, especially earlier on in the fight. It's gonna be super duper helpful. Hey, what's up, Star Knight? How are you? There, I swapped the blue scroll so we can get Serene Pose active. And then just, some generic easy counters. Nothing crazy, right? There he does his roar, so I use Serene Pose, get some free damage off, right? Good, good. Now, I do want to note that when he does his roar, right, when he's powering up, or even when he's going afflicted, that's not a free opportunity. He can do an attack immediately afterwards if you wanted to. That's why we special sheath there. I'm anticipating a follow up of some kind, right? So just something to keep in mind, of course. Star Knight, you might not believe me, but I actually managed to do this guy. There's just a quick reflex. So there's a lot going on, right? Risen Shagaru, like I said earlier, he's pretty quick. So when you're using longsword, especially this playstyle, your reactions, they just gotta be up there. And the only way you can really prepare for these is to just simply run them back over and over and over again. And you'll just anticipate these moves and it'll become like muscle memory to you. Cannot believe me. But right, Serene Pose that, special sheath. Like less than 15 minutes last night. Shoulder check, we're still good, right? I had to put a screenshot in the Discord. Okay. So when he's flying up, this happens pretty often throughout his fight. Depending on your distance, depends on what he does. So let's just let the video play. But it did happen. The typical fireball, and then he'll do that. So in my experience, and I'm fairly certain that this is just a combo, right? Unless you're like directly on him, if you're just a good medium, far distance away, what's typically gonna happen is he's gonna jump up, he'll do his little fireball, and then he'll do his spin, right, and then dive at you extremely quickly. It's happened so many times now that I'm pretty confident in saying that it's just an absolute thing it's gonna happen, right? So just keep that in mind, especially if you're using longsword. It's a free counter opportunity, especially the fireball. You can maybe level up. And then diving in, that's a free serene pose, right? Well, at least the no feint. I don't know about the 15-minute thing. Okay, so that was kind of our first mistake there, unfortunately. So the wing slap, it is a brutal thing. If I didn't have Intrepid Heart right there, I would have taken a lot more damage. Now, that particular wing slap, right? He did it over behind his back. That's his turnaround move. So it's, like I said, it's very dangerous. It's either that or he might just do his generic, just, turn around towards the player, right? His little two-step, I guess. But it is something you do have to keep in mind because he does it pretty often. It's like a 50-50 shot for his AI, I'm pretty sure. So we do have to keep it in mind, right? Here, I goofed up. Wasn't ready for it. I was kind of just throwing out moves, panic a little bit, but we get back in control, and everything's fine. See, free opportunity so we can commit to Spirit Reckoning. Easy level up right there. Alright, so I do want to go over that little explosion right quick, because I believe I do make a mistake later on in this video. So that explosion where he kind of like looks over his shoulder and then does the multiple AoEs, it is the scariest move he ever has. If you're using longsword, you cannot special sheath it. It's not something you can do. Or at least if you do, you have to do it moving away. Because what's going to happen is if you special sheath into him, you run the risk of just running into the rest of those explosions and just immediately dying. And it is a mood killer, to say the absolute least. Here I kind of panicked, but Tempered Spirit Slash, you keep things in control. So, actually, let's just go over that real quick. So when he does that mini hop, that little mini hop backwards, usually when monsters do that, that means they're kind of trying to position themselves for an attack. It's not just something they usually just kind of do. Unless maybe it's like Tigrex or Nargacuga or something, right? Then maybe they're doing it to, just reposition backwards. But for this guy in particular, if he does a small hop backwards, anticipate something, expect something. Usually it could be a command grab. He's going to do that right there. Sometimes it's a triple slam. Sometimes it's something else. So just, if you have special sheath, just keep it ready. It's ready for anything. So free opportunity there. We get Harvest Moon active. Even swap scrolls. So we get Serene Pose back.
To analyze my screenshot.
Right, big slam. Free Serene Pose opportunity right there. It doesn't get any easier than that.
I don't want to be in that guy's radar.
Yeah, I saw the wing slap coming. So now the triple slam. This is the Bane. Oh, actually, no, it was a double slam. I'm sorry. We'll go over the triple slam later. I'm used to him being in his risen form.
Very true. You never can be too sure. Come on, you guys didn't think I'd
So I kind of flexed right there, right? But I just saw the move coming. I had the one Spirit Bird or Spirit Bug active. So you just very easily Tempered Spirit Blade that.
Oh my god.
And he gets knocked over. So normally there, I should have dropped a bomb in this opportunity, but me kind of being a little flustered. I was talking to viewers.
Run.
I wasn't locked in. And so we did miss that. I drank a potion.
Oh my god, we're trolling.
Sucks, right? But I probably could have got off a Serene Pose with the tiny bomb. It would have been perfectly fine. But a goof up on my part. Mistakes happen. So here he's powered down, and so he's really easy. So we'll just get into some free damage, right?
It certainly does that.
So now he's powering up his max state. So now this is when the fight gets scary. And I will tell you right now, well, this audio quality or this quality is so bad. Anyways, this is where the panic can really begin. Because AoEs are gonna go insane. He's super quick. But like I said earlier, if you just keep running him back over and over again, it won't be as foreign to you. It won't be as scary. Especially on longsword. We really need to get these counters off. We gotta do it. We can't be scared. Because if we're not countering, then our damage is just in the dumps, and we're gonna be in this hunt even longer than what we need to be, right? So let's go in and see how I handle this.
I guess.
Alright, so big slam. I'm already sheathed it, so the opportunity right there. So now he's doing his pretty big annoying move, which is not that scary, right? Now I did counter it with the foresight, but even if you get roared, just stay calm and just calmly run in between the pillars.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah,
and this is the hazard version, so it does have like an additional, I think, 2 pillars, but no worries need to be had. It's okay. Yeah. So there, that was the triple slam. The big, bad, scary move. So let's just go over how we kind of made our way through it. Because unfortunately, it wasn't perfect, but it was good enough to keep us alive. So let's just start off with the start.
Never cheat.
So,
Never.
This little back hop, right? Like we were talking about, he did this back hop. He's setting himself up. So this time, instead of doing his pin attack, he's doing the triple slam. So I anticipate it. So as you can see, I'm already special sheathing. So we sheath. Now first slam, it's easy. We want to sheath towards the right though, because with his hazard version, he has a very annoying property. I'm going to try and draw it on screen for you. Okay. So with his slam, right? So let's just say this is his hand right here. Don't make fun of me. I'm an artist. I don't care right now. So normally, for his normal version, we have the explosion, the line. It goes down this way, right? Maybe a little bit longer, depending on where you are, right? Goes down this way. So pretty easy to avoid. We just, move left, we move right, and just avoid his hand. However, with the hazard version, Capcom basically said, screw you guys. It's not going to be that easy. And so he has explosions that go down this way and this way. Now, the lines are different, right? Capcom's trying to keep us on the inside of the monster. They want us to be here, because if we roll this way, we're going to get hit by these explosions that are going that way, right? So we do have to keep that in mind when we're countering with longsword too, because if you special sheath to the left, or in the direction that his arm is, we run the risk of taking a lot of extra damage and potentially even dying, right? So let's play the video. So we go to the right initially, right? And we're setting ourselves up for the second slam. Second slam, we tempered spirit bladed, right? So I believe we do armor through these explosions here, right? But we do have Intrepid Heart up here, right? Which is pretty important, especially if you're newer, or if you're just not as familiar with the fight. I recommend getting a point in that, especially if you're running longsword. It'll go a long way, trust me. And now, for the last slam, go out of foresight. The foresight does not land. I also believe it cannot land. It is purely for positioning purposes. I do have to see the spirit gauge. Oh, so we actually do have meter for the foresight. Even though we do have the foresight, we did get it off. We do take damage though, but the Intrepid Heart is there if you pay attention. And it saved our butt. So that's one way to deal with it. I'm sure if I were to delay my foresight just a bit longer, I'm sure I'd be fine. But those explosions that come after a slam, they're killer, right? So it's very hard to be perfect on. I need more practice myself. Oh, let's continue watching this very crusty VOD. There's another wing slam, which wasn't really prepped for, unfortunately. I don't think it landed, though. Or if it did, it took away our heaven sent. So there, our cat clutches up, gets us a free knockdown. So we can just do free damage. Everything's all fine and dandy. Once again, I'm just going to point it out. Point it out. Our buddy here does this little back hop into the pin, right? And I was ready for it. I had 2 wire bugs, serene pose, free damage. Explosions, I don't want to special sheath it. But I was feeling different there, right? Treat it however you want to treat it as. If you want to do damage, try to special sheath it. If you don't think you can do it, just roll away. It'll be okay. So there I was being a little greedy. I tried to flex. So a very nice thing with Risen Shagaru is that when he actually fully powers up, these AoEs he has, for the big slam at least, they actually take a longer time to explode. And so it's an important thing to keep in mind, right? You know, if you block that first attack, you might have an opportunity to escape. You just have to not panic, right? You know, you'll see the AoE kind of come out, you know, those startup frames, right? You'll see it's ready to explode, but if you stay calm, you can get out of it fine. Here, I was a big dummy head, and I panicked and tried to roll forward, but, you know, his pelvis just blocked us, and we took damage. So, it happens, but we live, we learn. And I get up without even wire falling, so I want my wire bugs. Free Serene Pose, and we embarrass him, right? We got our get back. So here, Cookie Cutter, Spirit Reckoning combo, Red Gauge, Sheath Weapon, Drop Bomb, Serene Pose, free damage. And we actually broke apart.
What's wrong with Kezu, man?
There, I guess I just decided to just eat it. I don't know why, but it worked out. Now he's doing this attack. It's very scary, but don't panic. We do perfectly fine. Nice powering up. We Tempered Spirit Blade that. Easy level up. Roll away. Heal up. The max potion. We stay in the circle. Keep our Harvest Moon active. Right now we're just going to work. I've done this run a couple times now, and I've gotten better. Maybe not every time, but we're getting better as time goes on. So there we go. Another triple slam. We took care of that super easily. Of course, we did have to use Intrepid Heart, but it's important to have, and it's important to not lose that charge of Intrepid Heart on just throwaway moves that you don't have to lose it out on. We can, you know, try to save it for those big attacks that we really need it for. So let's go back a little further. Sorry. Here we go. We Serene Pose that initially, right? I have the wire bugs. I only have 2, so it's a bit dangerous, but we do have the resources. So free Serene Pose, and then Foresight, right? I don't even think we actually get the Foresight off. We just use it just to get away. We just move our body out of these explosions here, just to save ourselves. And then, of course, you can't really see it, but in those pixels, I am special sheathing. We special sheath, and then we just special sheath that next move. And, you know, once again, let's draw out that little diagram, right? His hands. I know the big explosions are going to go this way, right? And then little explosion that way. So we special sheath towards his, you know, inside of his hand, and we get out of there. Super easy. We do lose a point of, or we do use that Intrepid Heart charge, unfortunately, somewhere along those lines, but hey, it's a sacrifice that has to be made.
No.
Yeah,
I think that was
so you can even hear me just, you know, be so disappointed in myself, but I definitely could have special sheathed it in time. I'm pretty sure. I was caught lacking, and I didn't have the wire bug to even try to Tempered Spirit Blade it either. So another unfortunate mistake, but it'll happen, right? Especially as we're learning.
This doesn't show, you know, sometimes just you see them, you know, they're a real one, because it has that sketchy.
No, I don't have any wire bugs. I'm kind of trying to get my in again.
So
once you get out, it's hard to get back in. Harvest Moon is down 2.
Sure,
I might not notice it yet, though. Alright, definitely notice it now. So projectile, now he's going to dive in. See how I anticipate for it? Because I know it, right? Because it's something he does. It's just something we have to keep in mind. We have to pay attention to the monster and just notice those things.
I like your bluntness, man.
The big laser, you just walk forward.
I know you'll always be real for me.
Easy. Triple slam. Here we go.
You say it how it is. I fucks with that, man.
We got interrupted there, so it actually saved our butt there. Alright, now here I got kind of lucky. Because that big slam, it's kind of weird how it works, right? Let's go back a little bit further.
You say it how it is. I fucks with that, man.
So, big slam, slams it down. Now, his follow-ups after that are very weird because they're extremely delayed. So it doesn't always seem like he can do something here. And here I can tell you right now, I did not anticipate it. The only reason I serene posed was because I thought these explosions here were going to actually clip me and cause it to, trigger, but it didn't. And I actually got very lucky here. But it is something to keep in mind. When he does that big hand slam, that's not a free opportunity. It might seem like it, and sometimes it is. Sometimes he just won't follow up. But it's not always going to be. So it's something you got to keep in mind, right? Especially if you're trying to go for something dangerous, it's not going to always be free. And here, I just got extremely lucky. And we have our Wyvern Ride, so we're just going to slam him back and forth. So not much else needs to really be said.
Too. I'm always running a time. That's what I like, man. We need people like that.
Oh, Harvest Moon up, because he's laying down. And we just kind of walk away from that move. Alright, I don't even want to talk about this, but I was just being stupid. And I wasted the spider. So if you Wyvern Ride the monster, and the wire bugs haven't, detached from the monster yet, don't try to slam them into a wall. I was stupid there. I wasn't thinking. Total monkey brain moment. Unfortunate and embarrassing, but it happens.
That was L moment of me. Jesus.
Yep, L moment indeed, sir. And there, actually fuck up my counter because that hit. The attack's kind of weird. But said it happened.
No problem.
So there, I think I got extremely lucky. So usually when I do go forward against that move, I kind of get fucked over, especially if I don't have Intrepid Heart. It's a horrible day, but there I got lucky and we knocked him over out of his risen state. So it worked out, but don't normally do that. It won't always be like that.
It was gonna happen eventually.
But if you can find like that niche spot and direction to go to, then absolutely do it.
Or learning Risen Shagaru, I was like,
but I wouldn't risk it if you don't know for sure.
I like the theme, but not on a 3-hour loop.
Here now we're just kind of bullying him. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I just once again, dummy stupid head. I'm out here. I'm conversing with viewers. I'm embarrassing myself on stream. It's sad.
Not all sound except for my voice. Thanks, man.
Oh, scary move once again. But I already know what's gonna happen. I know how to deal with it. So see there how I sheath away. I do miss out on damage. If I angled it maybe a little bit better, I probably could have clipped his head there, but I don't want to run the risk of it. I'm already countering the move and ensuring my safety, so it is what it is. And I can follow up because this is a free opportunity right here. If he does that move, he does, kind of recover a little bit. I probably could have gone for the level up, but I wasn't thinking at the time. And we level up here anyways, so it's all fine. Oh, serene pose. I read it. Triple slam. Now I don't think I'm ready for this, unfortunately. Yeah, so there, Intrepid Heart, it just saved our butts. I definitely for sure should have taken knockback. That roll backwards I did because I didn't have any wire bugs. It only partially saved me, but I managed to use, evade extender, and we got out of the rest of the move. So very helpful move, or very helpful skill. I mean, evade extender, that is. Especially against this guy, it makes the fight so much more comfortable. Oh, more cookie cutter brain dead stuff. Somehow I don't lose Harvest Moon here.
Okay.
Yeah, even comment on that too. I definitely should have lost it, but the game was being nice to me, I suppose.
Shady ASMR channel. I don't know about that, man.
All right, so another scary move, right? I dove it though because I knew the word was coming, so I just easily run out of it. No fears at all.
It'd be kind of crazy to flip flop to whispering into the night.
No comment. So, generic triple fireball. Actually, I do want to talk about it though. When you do kind of see it coming, it is kind of quick, so you might not be able to read it. But if you do, he's always going to shoot the first one in the direction that you're moving towards. So if you're moving towards his right, he'll shoot it towards your left, if that makes sense. I'll draw it out because that was kind of weird. But, if this is his head, right, and then this is us, if we're moving this way, he's going to shoot his fireball that way. And then he'll shoot his fireball that way. And then, down the middle, right? And then if we were, going in the opposite direction, right? You know, if you're running this way, then this one's first, this one's second, this one's third. Just keep that in mind. Because he does kind of try to fake you out with like leading his shots or something like that. Don't let him feel big-brained. Embarrass him. So that, we actually opt to roll through that. Not too sure why. You probably could have tempered spirit bladed it. And
if I can just roll forward.
Yeah, I'm definitely, you know, I'm not locked in here. Let's just go over my failure. Right, I should be lined up, right? We don't tempered spirit blade there.
If I can just
we had 3 wire bugs, so it's easily a tempered spirit blade, serene pose kind of thing, right? But
it's kind of my fault. I keep forgetting to change it.
You just didn't do it. Once again, missed opportunity.
Just
definitely could have, you know, serene pose that or something, right? But we don't.
Before work streams, we can just have some ASMR, I guess.
But you know, chat's being goofy, and I like talking to chat, so we make mistakes. So there we serene pose. And this is what I was talking about with that attack, right? You cannot counter willy-nilly. Because I'm trying to serene pose it when you can't. It's just not a move. You got to be like on his like toenails to do it. And, you know, I take unnecessary damage yet again.
Oh, my bloodlust.
And you can't really see it, but if you can, throughout the like 5 pixels, we're actually going to lose out on the frenzy status, meaning I'm going to miss out on a 4th wire bug because I just was not locked in at this portion of the video, unfortunately. And it does hurt the time a little bit, but still a pretty good time in my opinion.
Spent too much time dilly-dally. Oh my god.
Messed up on the dive,
so bad.
which is a bit tricky. He doesn't move super lightning quick. It's kind of delayed. So here I'm just trying to get my in again. I've been out for too long. I'm trying to get an in. And here I have it, right?
I mean, lose by. Okay.
Big slam gives you my in.
Honest,
we're back at red gauge, special sheathing.
But when I was just trying to find
we're
songs
back in there now.
For the stream, I was
we're
like,
locked in.
This is in this one really chill game I played a while ago, so should be fine to hunt too.
That has wind pressure, and that's why my intrepid heart, yeah, proc there, unfortunately. Because Capcom feels like we need to give big boss monsters like major wind pressure for no reason. And, you know, we had to say goodbye to that skill, unfortunately. So there you go, fireball. Watch this, dive in. This is what, the 3rd or 4th time now? I anticipated the wing slap. It's a wing slap, I'm sorry. You know, from behind him, I was in that position. I knew he would do it. Resheath. Once again, man, try to serene pose that. We're still learning in this run, of course, and I still practice on stream and off stream.
I know I said the other day, but like, hey man, you know, whatever happens, happens, man. Like,
that would have been beautiful if we had our intrepid heart. We could have tanked it and would have been absolutely fine.
Relax, but
that was great.
We gonna hang out. It'll be alright.
Plus, we got a knockdown anyways. Broke a wing.
Sure, copyright.
There we have no more max potion combinations. You know, we've made too many mistakes.
I didn't really check for most of these songs, but I'm sure we'll be fine. It'll be all right.
So there we dive. We actually dive with him to get closer to his head, right? That does the jump back into the grab. Been over this plenty of times, right? Now we cast Harvest Moon. He does have Thunderblight. I'm not sure if we get the KO here though. We'll have to see.
Capcom let us know if it isn't exactly. I'm only checking for Capcom. I don't care about nobody else.
Yep, 3 counter on his legs. Not the greatest damage, but it's something. There we're feeling very brave. He just opened up with the serene pose. There I got a little scared of those AoEs.
Isn't Shaggy Pro? Hey, we're getting there, man. We're trying.
We got the trip there. We weren't expecting it for sure, but we'll definitely take the opportunity. Serene pose, big damage, right? Serene pose yet again. I was trying to go off those AoEs, but once again, you know, just to go over it, highlight it real quick, right? Went too far. Big slam. Into, you know, a follow-up with his, right? Something to keep in mind. I did not anticipate that, though. Once again, like I said, I tried to go for those AoEs.
Trying to flex a little bit, RC, you know what I'm saying?
and we just missed it.
Guys, maybe Risen Shagaru could be my monster. Be my monster. That was English. I can have 4K kills on this guy.
Not sure if I went over it, but you do have a really good opportunity to do damage after this big attack. Like he stays there kind of stunned for a minute. So just make sure while he's doing it, if you can, to kind of reposition yourself. Obviously, don't get killed by the big cool explosion, right? But if you can close the distance, you know, you can get something off for sure. You have plenty of time to put down a bomb in serene pose. So just think about what you can do, right?
Also, I'm doing well. Thank you, Alex, for asking.
He powers up. Or powers down, I'm sorry.
It's, you know, and what helped me, to be honest, was just doing it.
And then
let's go.
The fight's over.
Yo, 13.
13-23. No feints. Probably my best performance against him yet. Like I said, I'm not a speedrunner. We're just purely freestyling it. I'm just trying to get comfortable with the fight, you know, and I guess relay some information to other people who are struggling as well. You know, it's a tough journey. I won't lie. For me personally, like 70% of it was just purely mental. I just did not like this fight at all, and I just completely dreaded it. I would always go on multiplayer and be trying to post it, but you know, I kind of just realized, you know, I don't have access to followers, and I don't want to have to rely on followers, right? I don't want to rely on the double hunting horn. It can be nice, but I do want to be able to say that, you know, I can look at the roster and just fold any of these monsters, right? Not with ease necessarily, because this is a very tough guy, and I do have to use my brain a lot. But I still want to be able to do it solo if I have to, or, you know, if I want to. So this is all for this little commentary. If you've made it to this point, I don't know how. Video looks like complete garbage, but if you learned something, even one thing at all, then, you know, I consider it a job well done, right? In the future, though, I will not download a Twitch VOD and then try to commentate over it. It'll be a recording on my computer. So, yeah, if you'd like to see, you know, pretty cool guy play Monster Hunter live, you know, check out the Twitch channel. I'm not always running Risen Shagaru. It's just something I've been doing. But I love to play Monster Hunter games mostly. We do some variety. We do like to watch some stuff occasionally, right? Not all the time, but if that is interesting to you, then, you know, consider stopping by sometime. I will try to post more on YouTube, so if you'd like to see more commentaries, maybe other, you know, more discussion-based videos, you know, throw a sub or something like that. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. That's it for me, though.